I'm absolutely ready to go. Ready to see my family. Ready to play at that stadium. I remember just going to those games as a little kid, so it's gonna be fun. Just being in that environment, seeing my family, and getting the ball out.
When you first decided to come here, did you know that ASU was going to play a game?
No, I did it. I actually did it, and it's crazy that I get to go back home and just see my family and play back at home and just see some hometown friends. It's gonna be amazing for sure.
How many fans do your family members do you have are going to be in attendance?
Yeah, I probably got the whole city of Tupelo probably coming out, but I definitely got a lot of family and friends coming out.
When you have a game like this, when you get to go back home, like you said, what kind of memories or emotions that comes up when you think about how far you've come since you left there?
Yeah, absolutely. It's just a tremendous feeling, just knowing how far I've came, those memories, just being a little kid, wanting to play football, looking up to those other guys that, went to Mississippi State. Chad Bumpus is one of the guys that I was just mesmerized as a kid, watching him play, and it's just an awesome feeling just going back home and being able to play there.
How about knowing that you're going to do that to some other young kid? You're going to look at you and be like, man, I think I was from here. He's doing it. Maybe I can do it.
Yeah, it just shows, just my role just in life as, growing tremendously. I feel like, I went to them just, be that role model, be that figure, just get us
I'm sure the Cowbells brought back some memories too, right?
Yeah, the Cowbells actually just annoyed me today. But it's definitely a memory. I remember, I think the last Egg Bowl I went to, and those fans, they keep it rocking the entire time. So it's definitely just a memory.
Kyson, how do you manage the emotions this weekend going back?
It's just going back to the drawing board. I got some things I need to clean up, and just staying with my process and doing the things that I've done that got to get me here. So just keeping all those things in mind, just understanding my family is there. So that's what I think about every time I play and every time I practice. So it's gonna be nothing new.
Do you put too much pressure on yourself to do well?
I always put pressure on myself to do well, but that's just me. I feel like I'm my biggest critic, my own biggest critic. I just I hold myself to a higher standard. I think that pressure's always there.
What was your take on the win on Saturday?
I think we got the job done, but I definitely think we were a little sloppy. I think we did some good things, but I think we didn't get to truly show what our ability was and what we were truly capable of. And I think this week is going to be an opportunity to show that.
What would you think about that experience growing up there in Mississippi?
What you say?
What was your childhood experience like growing up there in Mississippi?
So it was a lot like Camp T kind of just being outdoors or hanging out with my friends and family, just coming outside and coming back home until the street lights come on, and just I just remember those things and just being outdoors and fun and learn things the hard way, getting cuts and bruises here and there, coming home, just stuff like that.
Did you get recruited by Mississippi State, or what was it like?
I was kind of recruited by Mississippi State when I went to high school, but I wasn't officially offered, so yeah, that's a little chip on my shoulder for sure.
What do you think about how you and Raleigh played off each other on Saturday?
Who's that?
What do you think about how you and Raleigh kind of played off each other and complimented each other on Saturday?
Oh yeah, I think we did some good things. I think we were supposed to make some plays, and that was just a little taste of what we do. I think we got one of the best backfields, and if not the best backfield in the country. I think we're going to be able to show that. We got a lot of guys that can do a lot of things, and I'm very confident in us and in myself.
Was it hard to communicate today with all the Cowboy boys?
I wouldn't say it was hard to communicate, just really annoying. We implemented those Cowboys last night and walked through it, so I think that's something just I think they're trying to make it just like white boys. So we just trying to get through it and just communicate.
So what do you think will be the key to clean up the penalty issue moving forward?
Just being disciplined. That's an easy fix. Just being disciplined, communicating, knowing our assignments, and just getting back to us.
Why did you leave your hometown in Mississippi to go to Texas? And how tough was it to kind of leave that childhood behind?
It wasn't really tough just leaving that childhood behind. So I actually moved my adopted parents, Granny and Ravenford, and it was just going there, getting into a better opportunity. I actually enjoyed it. School, still being around my friends and Dallas, so it wasn't really tough. I did miss a lot of family. I did miss a lot of friends back at home, but it was definitely ultimately like a good decision for myself and my family.
How much did it help you grow up, moving away from home from high school?
Yeah, it actually just helped me grow really, really fast. Just being away from my mom. I I miss my mom a lot, so it definitely helped me just, come to there a lot faster, make a lot of decisions that, I was gonna have to make if I weren't living in that situation. So I definitely think it allowed me to grow.
Has your phone been blowing up this week?
Absolutely. I get calls every day from family member I haven't heard from in years, but they're definitely really, really excited.
How is it now to have two of those female figures in your life?
It's absolutely a blessing. I've learned so much from those two women, and I thank God that He put me in the position that I was in, and the position that I am now. I'm blessed.
What lessons did you learn from each of them?
I'd say mainly just be about my business, just take care of business. I say from my mom back in Mississippi, just be humble, always be humble, and just, keep working. The work always works. So I think those are the biggest lessons I learned from those people.
What would you tell your teammates about what it'll be like playing in an SEC environment?
I'd definitely say it's gonna be loud. I just remember the last Egg Bowl game I was at. Those fans, they was ringing those cowbells the entire time. So I think just the key to just the victory is going to be communicating and just being on the same page.
How seriously do they take their football down there, and how kind of ingrained is football in the everyday life of the average individual in Mississippi?
They take it truly serious. I just remember being in high school. We was getting after it. The weather is muggy, so it's a lot of those days when we grinding it out, day in and out, and definitely some lessons learned. Practice.
What's it been like to use football as a vehicle to kind of showcase what you can do to make it out and inspire your family and do those things?
Yeah, it's definitely been awesome just showing my family how far I've come and just being that role model. I feel like a lot of my friends back at home kind of look up to me in a certain figure, so I feel like I owe it to them just go about my business the right way, carry myself in the right way, and just jobs and live together.
Always would be from the same place as Express.
Man, when I talk to a lot of people and tell them, I'm from there, they always just ask me, just about being there and just the vibe of the city there. It's definitely, I remember just every time I go back home, just driving by his birthplace and, just seeing it downtown with the guitars and stuff like that. So it's definitely a staple of that city, and, I try to carry it with a little pride.
Did you do it every time?
Bruce Wayne Shoes.
There you go.
That's one of my favorite ones. So I just remember, I think I had a play a while ago, and that song just stuck in my head. Just for a while.
When was the last time you were home?
Last Christmas.
So you didn't even go home for the summer?
No, I didn't go home for the summer.
Can you pronounce the name of the town again?
Tupelo.
If you could give your mom back in Mississippi a message this week, what would it be?
Well, I just seen her coming home. That's probably the best of this year. Probably just smiling. She probably ended up crying. She was probably. So when I dropped her off at the airport, I was surprised she didn't cry that time. But I think she might have cried on the plane. But it's definitely I'm coming home. She's probably just gonna be overwhelmed with joy to see me come back home.
Does this game mean a little extra for you?
It means a little bit extra, just because I know after the game I'll probably see more family. But I think ultimately it's just getting back to the process of treating it just like any other game. Ultimately, I gotta do what I gotta do, and I gotta do my part. So I think that's just a good thing.
It's got to be a good compliment to shoot that defender down in his well.
Oh yeah, that guy is crazy. I definitely know he's probably saying,
That's it.